steps in Selenium test cases. See, in our Selenium test cases, we use different types of steps. Different types of steps. What are the common steps? First one, popular one, element. This is WebDriver test step. This is just a minute. Selenium WebDriver test step. What is that WebDriver test step? Element, locating an element and performing action on the element. The general step now.
Yes, sir.
Can you give an example for this one? Locating an element and performing action on the element. This is general Selenium WebDriver test step. For example, click Gmail link in Google homepage. For example, like this: driver dot find element of by dot link text. For link elements, we use link text blindly. For text links, not for image links. Link text. Suppose link text value Gmail dot click. Open and close parenthesis, semicolon. Now observe, this find element is WebDriver command. Click also WebDriver command. See, observe, up to this one. Locating an element, selected statement. Locating an element. Next, click. Performing action on the element. Suppose, our admin login page is admin login functionality is there now. Here write test step for this one. Enter username. Suppose meenuka at gmail.com. Enter that one. For that, first identify the element. For example, driver dot find element of by dot. We inspected that one several times in our training. That is, otherwise inspect that one. Just a minute. Use for link you need not inspect. Red box.
Yes.
Username. Name locator available. Name locator value. Username. Okay.
Yes,
Suppose by name case sensitive. Username dot edit box now. We need to use sendKeys. What is the sendKeys? WebDriver command. Here,
Yep.
suppose meenuka at Gmail. Semicolon. This is locate. Observe. Observe this selected line. Locating an element. Edit box. Next, second portion of the line. Performing action on the element. Okay. Some commands require parameter. Some commands don't require. Suppose for click, no parameter. For sendKeys, we use parameter, username. Okay. This is one type. This is one type. Selenium.
Yes.
Oh. Next, in our Selenium test cases, we use declarations. Declaration statements. What we declare? Generally, we declare variables and methods in our test cases.
Yes, sir.
Variables. Suppose string, line, next. Suppose int, num, like declarations, variable declarations, declaration statements. Next, we declare methods also, but we use separate files for storing reusable functions. We separate reusable functions with test cases. Getting the point? Declaration statements. What we
sir.
declare fields, declare fields, data fields. Fields means variables. We declare fields and methods. We declare fields and methods in our test cases. Any other steps? Next, writing comments. These are not executable statements. We just write comments for code readability. Means test case readability. Test case readability. Readability. Suppose capture the current browser URL like. Next, we may use programming code blocks. Programming code blocks. Programming code blocks. If you use Java, you may use code blocks for general conditions. If block, for data-driven testing, for or while block. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For general condition, we use if block. For data-driven testing, we use for loop or while loop. Next, any other? Suppose if you want to handling error, if you want, this is optional. Optional statement. Suppose if you want to handle runtime errors in your test cases, you need to write exception handling code now.
Yes, sir.
Exception handling code. Exception handling code. Just a minute. Before that, Selenium WebDriver doesn't have built-in result report facility, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Built-in result report facility. We need to insert verification points. Insert verification points, one or more. See, these are different from Selenium WebDriver test steps, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Inserting verification points. See, navigation, general navigation is different. Verification is different. Observe meenuka. For example, general navigation. Launch browser. Enter username. Enter password. Click login button. That is general navigation. Verification point means you compare expected message with the actual message or expected URL with the actual like. See, already I told Selenium WebDriver doesn't have built-in result report facility. We need to generally, so far in this training, we used Java conditional statements for inserting verification points. But already I told in real time, we use testing framework assert methods for inserting verification points. Suppose in this scenario, with Java, you can use JUnit or TestNG framework, TestNG testing framework, assert methods, Okay, na? Next, any other Selenium WebDriver test steps means locating an element and performing action on the element. They are common steps in every test case. Next, declaration statements. We declare variables and methods. Next, writing comments. Next, writing programming code blocks, loop blocks, condition blocks, etc. Next, inserting verification points. Next, exception handling code for handling runtime errors. Okay. Any other?
I can't think of anything else.
What? These are the common now.
Yes, sir.
See, this is about steps in Selenium test cases. Okay. Now I'm going to close the